one of my favorite Bible stories is the story of the prodigal son, the parable of the prodigal son. And it's a father, he has two sons. One son says, "Father, I want my inheritance now," which is basically just saying, almost, "I wish you were dead," because once the father dies, the son gets his inheritance, and the father gives his son his inheritance, and he goes away and he spends it all on living the high life with prostitutes, drinking, and all sorts of sin and doing bad things, and eventually there's a famine in the land. He's lost all his money, and he has to offer himself to basically work for someone where he's feeding pigs, and he's not really getting anything, and he's watching what the pigs are eating, and he realizes that the pigs eat better than he does. And he goes, well, even my father's servants, they eat, they don't have to worry about food. They are more than fed, and they are looked after. And he says, okay, well, I'm going to go back to my father, and I'm going to just say to him, "Father, I'm sorry, I've sinned against you, and I've sinned against heaven, and I've sinned against you, and just take me as one of your servants. You don't have to have me as your son, just take me as a servant." And I'm going to read this bit of what happens here. "And he arose and came to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and felt compassion, and ran and embraced him and kissed him. And the son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Bring quickly the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet, and bring the fattened calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' And they began to celebrate." And I love that just even when he was still far away, the father ran to him and hugged him and kissed him. And he said, "I'm not worthy to be your son." He says, "You are my son, and you are lost, now you are found. You are blind, and now you see. You were dead, and now you are alive." And that's what God is like with us. So, thank God for that.